Hey everyone, it's Jared here from Heat Press Nation, here with Ben Robinson, and we are at Stahl's Hottronics in Carmichaels, Pennsylvania. And Ben, you're about to take us on a tour.
Yeah, I'm going to show you how a heat press is made from start to finish.
We're super excited about this. Let's go.
So we're going to go on a journey of how a heat press gets started to how it gets tested, finished, and shipped.
So you said this is where the material comes in. So this is a huge warehouse by no stretch of the word, and this is just what you guys use to make the machines.
This is just raw components. So we like to tell everybody that if it's a bell, a whistle, a switch, or wires that we don't make, it gets stored in this warehouse. We have a first in, first out system. And one thing about the building that was just erected last year, this is one building of the two we put up. You'll notice that it's free span so that there are no poles in it. We've got nice high ceilings. It's really nice for the employees to have something nice and fresh look rather than yellow lighting. And truth be told, if the power went out, you can see your way around in here with the borrowed lights. So we have three garage doors, high bay garage doors on the far opposite end. Trucks will come in from around the right, and this is only receiving and it's not shipping. So during our journey today, you're going to actually see us go from here, make a complete circle clockwise. We're going to end up on the other side of that door right there to where our finished warehouse is for shipping. We started in 1986 and only building a few presses per week. And we found that we have pretty close to the same amount of people now in this gigantic facility, but it's because we automated powder coating, lasers, CNC presses, automatic welders, and it enabled us to keep a core group of people and pay them much better in order for them to produce the perfect quality product.
Oh, this wild. This is incredible.
Okay, so I'll tell you a little bit about it. So all of our steel is American-made steel. You can see the shine on it, so it's hot rolled pickled oil, 3/16 of an inch thick. And basically what we have is a 3200 watt laser here that cuts this steel at about 160 inches a minute. Everything that we do is called kit nesting. So what that means is if a kit to me is a triangle, a circle, an exclamation point, and a square to make one machine, we always make sure that we cut at least an entire kit and nest it up accordingly. And the reason being is, you'll see we got rights, lefts, top, bottoms, middle pieces all stacked up here. And in order to build a machine, you can't build a right without a left. So we want to make sure that when we cut the rights, we cut a left right beside it. A different kind of methodology would be to batch nest it very close together. But we found out that if this machine breaks down or gets interrupted, you can't build the top without the bottom. So we kit nest everything. As we do the journey through this fabrication shop, you're going to see them actually weld kits here exactly in proportion, meaning we put 10 in each basket. So what you're getting a shot of now is he's completely unloading it. He's getting ready to load up the next one. So what happens with our robot welders, it has two stations. So while those two bases are being welded, he's positioning two handles, 4 links, and 2 arms. Both sides weld, and once they're done, they go into the basket. That'll build 2 total machines.
And using the robotic welder, just make sure that it's a perfect weld every time.
Every time, and it doesn't matter who pushes this button. I'm going to show you I'm not a welder, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. So it's a Lincoln welder with Fanuc controls. We also have 3 or 4 certified welders that still do some things by hand, but you can hear them over there in the corner. We do MIG and TIG welding here. If this machine misbehaves, these guys, they can weld your eyes out. But what this does is provides consistency, and it talks to you on third shift the same as it does on first.
And machines don't get tired, right? They don't need lunch breaks.
They do not get tired.
This is like a baby almost. It's like an embryo of a heat press, a little bit more well built than that. This is crazy.
We birthed every one of them right here.
Of course, now this is just at the one of the earliest possible stages.
It is the earliest stages. So I just showed you how we cut the flat.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to show you how we do the round itself. Comes together here.
You actually machined that little part here too?
Yeah, everything.
Wow.
And then if you get a shot of those inventories, those are first in, first out baskets of 10. And we have a methodology that says, you know, you pull from one end, bring them from the other end. And then they bring the empty baskets back and there's no double handling. Basically, our goal is to keep this whip inventory unpainted because we share colors in the paint shop, meaning some of them go to a different country, they'll be black, some of them will be silver, some will be branded our customers' names. And basically what that means is we keep about a week's worth of painted in stock, no further ahead, so we can pull down and put the flavor to them the way we want to.
I think one thing that's already standing out to me is just that you guys have complete control over every aspect of the machine. It's like having it here from the raw metal to the cutting to the welding. It's just incredible. And I think what a lot of people don't realize when they use the stalls, they buy stalls for quality, and they don't necessarily think about how that quality came to be, but it's so thought out, it's so planned, it's so intentional. It's impressive, very impressive.
Yeah, so one of the things I usually talk about at the quality control is all of our machines are UL certified, CE certified, and RoHS compliant, so they can ship anywhere in the world. We cut with nitrogen because it eliminates the oxidation, so we don't have to do a secondary prep in a powder coat area. A long time ago, we used to cut with oxygen, and it would oxidize the edge, so you had to do an acid bath, dip it, took some extra prep to it. So now we have a giant nitrogen tank outside. It just feeds us. God, it'll sit there and cut as fast as you can handwrite. One of the nice things about having all these toys at our fingertips, if you and I came up with the machine on a cocktail napkin tonight at dinner, we'll come here and put G-code to it, and our engineers will draw it, we'll cut it, weld it together by hand and if everybody likes it, we tweak it, and then we do final tooling. So that's how we're able to come to market with the majority of our machines are the first to market, the most patentable ideas, most copied.
Wow.
So it goes back to home base. Take the one that's fully cut. Normally this would be fully cut, but we're faking it for now. He only cut about 10 items on it. Again, in stage 2, guys, this is all going to be robotics. So right now we would take a magnet and put these on the things ourselves, but our goal is to pick, place, pick, place, pick, place. So that's it. You get the idea. It'll close the thing, tell you it's safe, sound a horn, and he'll start cutting that one, but I'm not going to let him cut. He's going to go back to cutting this one. So we like to tell everybody yesterday's orders is today's production, and what that means is we have all of our machines at inventory levels. And let's say somebody called today and ordered 100 fusions and 50 caps and 20 duals. We would stop what we were doing tomorrow, and that's what we'll build to put back in the final warehouse. Wow. And this is how we're able to supply every day, 99% of the time, same day. So we do the same thing when it comes to whip inventory, meaning it's not welded. These are guide tubes for a fusion. These are handle tubes. These are racers for fusion. There's those STX bearing housings. We keep a couple months worth in stock at all times, and then when this is down, we fire back up and cut in bulk enough for another couple months because it's not worth cutting every day.
Right.
Because it happens so fast.
And again, this is another thing. To me, it's the small detail. This is something that anyone would just outsource and just order a bunch of small parts, but you guys are machining them in-house to keep that 100% quality control.
It's not only that, but it keeps the cost down. It keeps American workers working, and it's all the good stuff.
There we go.
Right. So the very round parts that you saw over there are something that we do on what's called a CNC lathe. We designed that part here. This is a spanner bushing for an STX. We designed that part, send the G-code over to this machine. It automatically feeds it through the bar feeder that's the side to the left. Now that just dropped down and shot a finished part out. And then all of the chips and anything that's waste is separated by aluminum, steel, stainless, placed into a bin and recycled by the people who sell us our steel, and we get a kickback for when the price is right on the steel. After it's all done, It comes over to what's called powder coating. What's happening now with powder coating is we line it in there, we do a quick spray wash that degreases everything. So we just took everything that you saw, we cut this flat, we turned that down round, we welded this on the robot, and then it's going to sit there and travel at 2-3 feet a minute. And what's going to happen is it'll do its pre-wash where you saw here, and then we invested in an infrared oven that's down at the other end. It dries the part off completely, it's degreased, then it's going to go into powder coating where it's going to be painted, and I'll walk you through the same way that goes. So then once it dries here, it gets brought over to the spray area, and this is where we put the color to it. It's going to go through the spray booth, then through another oven that dries it, and when it comes out on the other side, we can either take it straight to assembly if it's a hot rush order, or we stack it on a shelf that is fully painted kits to be brought down per order or per need. Powder coating is a dry baked on process. It's environmentally safe. You can eat it. You don't have to clean out the gun with any kind of chemicals. You can change chemicals quickly or change powders quickly. This is it after it's sprayed, and now it's going into the oven. This enables us to put any kind of finish on that we want. You want candy chrome, you want, white, black, red, royal navy, it doesn't matter. It's very easy. Just pull the powder out and let her have it. Still very hot, so don't touch it because it is a piece of metal, but look how that went on as powder and it came out like glass. So, and this guy's job here is to unload the powder coat ones, and then so you'll notice that he's loading the raw ones, and it's just a continuous cycle. What happens now, everything gets staged, and this is where we're talking about the robotics. If we had an automatic guided vehicle that would take all of your stuff that you have to pick from there and add this to it, it can drag it onto these tables and take it into an assembly cell. Third shift usually works on this side, first shift's on the other side. But at the end of the day, cell production means you start it, you finish it. So if I'm building 10 STXs right now and I put my name on it, it means I tested them. I built my 10 machines, and then it goes to quality control, and we can track the performance of our assemblers, or if somebody new starts, we put them in a cell with an older assembler. Each person's responsible for their own machines. And if we were going to have a splash or a sail on a fusion or a clam or a cap, we could change all these cells to build just clams. But for right now, it works out to have somebody building caps, somebody building fusions. All of our assemblers eventually will be proficient in building every machine that we make. We make about 13 or so models. We were the first to patent a strain gauge on a machine, so you're wondering how you get that pressure on an STX, how that digit comes out. We picked a strategic spot out. This secondary operations has a particular deal that talks to our controller. When you lock it down, it measures the flex of the machine and turns it into a digit. That's patented by Stahls. We made that right here. We found out that it's easier to make a harness just like this for an assembler to put in rather than have each assembler play with the little wires. It's just a lot of tedious work. So what we do is we have an electronics division that turns around and knows exactly what we're building today. So that electronics division will, this area will build the entire circuitry board, the controllers. You'll get the wire harnesses for each machine, the probes, the triacs, proximity switches. At the end of the day, they come back in and redo this for the next day's stock. You're getting a look at pretty much the inside of a 360 cap machine right now. So this is cast aluminum base, cast aluminum heater, cast aluminum lower. The entire machine's made out of aircraft aluminum. That's why its strength to weight ratio is very, very light for performance. And when copied, which happens, they cut all these corners because these castings are hundreds of thousands of dollars. So you can imagine the intricacy of that casting mold. And all of our stuff has our name in it. All of our castings have it blasted in so that if somebody were to try to copy or take our molds, we could find out right away where it came from. You could take a guess at what this one-piece casting costs, but if just the mold itself is a lot. And also, again, blasted in at Stahls Hotronix, because there is no guessing where that was made from. So embossed into that. This is called a keeper. So once this whole machine's on top of here, you'll notice that this keeper that I slid underneath of grabs that And when the pressure goes back to pull the moment up on it, this is held through here. So we own the patent on that, and that's how we're able to develop a low-profile machine without putting a big bridge or a truss over top of it, which is no different than the building that I just showed you. So pretty cool stuff going on.
This is everybody's dream heat press right here, and I'm looking at the skeleton of it.
Yeah, Randy builds them every day, so I actually see Mark's got them in his cell. This used to have a head full of lasers on it. They weren't really practical for high professional layout. So we came up with a way to take this off, wire it into this. It talks to the controller through these wires, and it's going to go ahead and show you whatever you want on the business end of the machine, and it's integrated into our controller as another patent. These guys usually start from the ground up. They'll put their rubber feet in. Again, 5 per table, 10 per day. And when they're done, this table will get pushed around to quality control. You finish what you start. So this is kind of the inside guts of a Max 16 by 20, I believe. And Mike has been here. These guys have all been here forever. A lot of guys, 25 to 30 years. All right, so once it leaves this area, it goes over to quality control. There's quality control throughout the entire building, but this is the final stop for it. And basically, this is where we started your introduction at, but wow. This would be the third shift's machines. And you can see everything we just talked about. There's a heck of a variety. There's STX clams. There's cap machines, 360s. There's the 16 by 20 clams. There's the Max clams, more cap 360s. Silver means money down this neck of the woods, so we're pretty happy. The black is our entry machine, but this is where it gets its final testing. It's turned on. For 4 hours, it's burn hour. It's burn in 4 hours. They record the serial number. They go through a set of checklists to make sure it's to the degree accuracy. You know, the new ProPlace IQ, it gets tested down here where the air is at, and basically we went through and took our award-winning dual air fusion and was able to tell you where to put the graphic.
May I? So like something like this. Yeah, oh yeah, yep. You know if you're on or off right there, yeah.
So basically he just did that super quick. So we have patents on the not only registering the graphic to the shirt, but we can register the shirt to the machine. So where everybody gets messed up is registering the shirt to the machine. So if I wanted to shoot this collar right here, I could slide it on there. Then I know that this collar is exactly the 4 or 5 fingers down everybody uses when they're measuring now, and we know that that's on there straight.
Oh yeah, and that, it's funny, that's me, is I'm always like measuring my finger width, and then it's funny when making videos, like, well, do about 3 fingers. Everybody's hands are different size.
We grew so big so fast, we had to design our own boxing and area, because our old building, you couldn't cool them down fast enough to sell them. So now we're able to bring yesterday's machines down to have them tested, or to have them cool off. So these already been through all the series of tests, and this is a boxing and staging area. We were the first ones to come up with the international packaging standard, which is all the styrofoam behind it. So it went through a 6-corner drop test, and we ship our machines all over. I'm telling you, when we get down to that way, you're gonna find out that one of those containers is for the UK, one of them's for Asia, and one of them's for Germany. This is where we store them. It's got its name and its date code on and when it was born.
It's like a nursery. It's the heat press nursery over here.
These are all our babies.
And all these babies are gonna go out and they're gonna make people money.
Yep.
That's incredible. And it's no surprise that you have the most of the 360. That machine has just been flying off the shelves.
It is, it's our newest model.
That's awesome.
That whole shipment's going to Europe tomorrow. So basically they get packed and floor loaded, and they're simulating a 40-foot container right there. So you kind of got to look at how it was made and how we ship same day, all the time, every day, all day. 99% of the time is we basically got stock for our dealers, similar to yourselves, and you guys call up, we ship same day. There are thousands and thousands of machines in stock here, and this is basically put and take. You know that it's serial number 54s with 55, 56s on the other side, 57. If dealers take pallet loads, we ship them the whole pallet. If they ask for one, we know that number 36 goes out before number 54. Our warehouse workers pull that. Welcome to one of my favorite departments. It's the R&D and engineering. I'm standing here with Weiyu, who is the senior engineer with a team of 4. And Weiyu, could you just tell the group a little bit about your background and what you do?
Yeah, so I'm Weiyu and I'm senior engineer here and around team of 4 engineers. Our goal is to design and develop new products and also do optimizations of our current products as well. We get the biggest and the minds from the world and learn from the best, lead from the best. And we create the best innovations, and which the goal is to better serve the markets, the customers. I like to create these things and that you can benefit the real life, real people, real societies. And the excitement of me is like the innovations in there is also because you're making creatives that never happened before for the whole world. That's why we're here. That's BIM need me, so that's why we're here.
Like your work gets literally used around the world.
It does. Yeah, and he's very passionate about it. He's grown a team just like it. So Stahls has always remained number 1 and on the top when it comes to innovation. And we're no shorter than that now. I got patents in the hopper right now we just can't talk about, but on the next visit, I'll show you something else new.
Wow, Ben, I want to thank you so much for taking us through pretty much everything. We got to see the complete process for building an amazing Stahls Hotronix machine. I cannot thank you enough from the bottom of my heat press nerd heart.
Well, we appreciate you guys taking the time, and thank you for your business. And I've got a little bit more that I want to show you today, but in closing, why don't you announce where you can buy a Hotronix?
Ladies and gentlemen, you guys can get a Stahls Hotronix machine at Heat Press Nation. We carry the full and complete line. So everything that you saw built and made in this video, you can find it at heatpressnation.com.